Oh, hello. Good afternoon. I'm going to add one more wire to my laptop so I can see if I can track your. I think I'm live. Awesome. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm shifting some things around so I can actually see your comments on one screen and talk to you from another. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to day one of Prosperous and on Purpose because we get to have it all. I was just preparing. I'll share with you how I prepare for being here with you. One of the things that I just did was to play a little happy tune by Jason Mraz, Have It All, because you can have it all. We all can have it all, right? I love it. So it's in my mind now, have it all. So let me just give me a second. I'm setting up another screen right above. In my other screen, I'm setting up another window where I can actually track your comments because sometimes Facebook does not tell me. Hello, Rebecca. Okay, awesome. Comments are coming in, which means you can see me. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. Great, great, great. Let me just pull it up here so I can see myself and see the comments. Hopefully that works. So we are together for 5 amazing days. Hello, Carmel. Yeah, leave me. Apparently, I can see the messages here. So perfect. I don't have to set up anything else. Keep typing messages. Say hi. Let me know you're here. Let me know why you're here so I can tune into your energy. Anybody who's joining me live, see, Facebook doesn't even tell me who's joining me live anymore. So I can't tell unless you leave a message. Yes, awesome. Oh, I'm so glad you're here, Carmel. Yes, I'm super excited to be here. With everything going on in the world, there is no better place to be than to be, hello, Rachel, than to be prosperous and on purpose. So, for those of you who I haven't met before, my name is Anna Kowalska, and I love to activate people into their purpose and prosperity. And I'll share with you why the two of them have to go together. And by the way, I'm taking my socks off because I like to be barefoot, and I forgot to take my socks off. I wish you could just be here in my room with me, sitting in a circle. I imagine that you are, with our bare feet, just hanging out and just having this amazing conversation. Sense that, be that, because that's what I would love to happen. And we actually get to create it here in a even in a virtual world, and especially because we don't know where we're going and how much longer we're going to get to be meeting this way. It's such a gift that we have this medium. So for the next 5 days, we'll be diving into what does it mean to be prosperous and on purpose, and why the conversation must go together, must happen together in a world that we are creating as we move along. This journey was created based on my own experience and the steps that I had to take in order to start creating my life, my reality consciously, and really designed based on who I am and what my truth is. And I am going to be setting intention to be doing it together in just a minute for all of us. Lauren, yes, hi. Awesome to see you. Stephanie, hi. Oh my gosh, I love these. Keep posting messages. And tell me if there was a specific reason why you chose to be here. Hello, Bess. Let me know that too. I tune into your energies and I have to show you how I prepare for this whole thing. Spirit speaks to me and I do, right? So I laid out our journey on one piece of paper and then day by day I pray, I meditate, I dance to it, I run to it, and then I get notes. My intention is that you get all of that. But really, what's going to happen is we're going to open a sacred space. I'm going to open into the energy that we are in together. And I'm going to bring in whatever is necessary right now for everybody who's joining us live and through a recording. I know there are many people who'll be watching the recording because they can't be here live right now for many reasons. And all of us are co-creating this space together and this experience together. I am allowing myself to be a channel based on my experience to guide the message specifically for you. Hello, Ivana. Oh, I love it. I love when I see people that I know who I know so dearly because we're working together, and I see people. You were called to be here, Rachel. Totally perfect. We'll be talking about that. I love when I see names that I know, and I love when I see names that I don't know, because I get to know some people that just are in my world and I haven't gotten to know you. So comment, post. Once I go into the space, I won't be looking at the messenger, but I want you to keep posting. If you have questions, if something drops in, please share. I will be responding after we finish the live. So, all right, here we are. If you can, help me open a sacred space right now by closing your eyes and taking 3 deep breaths together. Anchor into this particular time and space right now. This moment in time that we are given is a gift. And I don't even mean your life for now, I just mean this very moment, right? This moment when we come together. Particular souls were called in to create and co-create this experience, and your energy is what's going to be inviting a very particular message. And again, this is true whether you're listening and watching live or tuning into the recording. You are a part of it. Take another deep breath and get really present to yourself in your body. Our bodies are such a gift. We are here to have a physical experience, to be able to not just go off into different spaces, which is so juicy, but be here in our physical experience with all of our feelings and emotions that are living inside of our being, but also that we are inviting in to experience this lifetime from the ones who surround us, that we call in to co-create with. This beautiful body, the physical body with the beating heart and the lungs that allow to take in breath after breath. The bones, the skin that keeps it all in. The blood that keeps everything circulating, the organs alive. Be in reverence to your physical body just for a moment. The beautiful home for the life force energy. And if you're familiar with this practice, just drop your grounding cord. If you've never done it before, all we're doing is just imagining from your root chakra, which is right at the sit bones, right at the bottom of your spine. Just imagine that there is a grounding cord that drops from there and connects you to the center of the earth. There are many ways we are envisioning the center of the earth. Pick whatever comes in for you and connect to the Mother Earth as below. Now, allow that energy to open us up to the wisdom of Mother Earth. There is so much happening right now on this beautiful planet. Everything from the fires to protests to it's just so much. I won't even bring it into the energy, but we honor all that is the expression of what we are going through as humanity. There is a lake that I run by almost every day. It's just a block away from where I live, and it's such a beautiful gift. It's a 2-mile radius of a lake, and just over the weekend, because of the weather and the heat, fish started dying, and it's estimated that by the time that this weather changes, there'll be over 1,000 fish that'll die. And I watched them this morning pull out the fish because they're cleaning the lake every day of the dead fish. And I send a prayer that whatever is happening, whatever sacrifices are happening right now on planet Earth are in the name of us awakening to something so much bigger for humanity. So I thank all the beings that are in a place of discomfort for all that they are doing and all they are being and all they are facing to show us where we get to shift into love and unity and harmony. And now imagine that there is a beam of light stretching up from the top of your head, going up, connecting to all that is universal life force, consciousness that flows through everything already, that flows through you. And now you bring that energy back down through the top of your head into your being. Be the place where everything, all that is, and the earth energy, the physical presence connects through. Be the embodiment of oneness, the embodiment of love and connection to this very special way you came here to express life force through you this lifetime, which we also call soul purpose. Take another deep breath, and we set intention and ask God, Goddess, Source, Universe, whatever it is that you call it. I call it God. After doing a ton of healing from a religious oppression, and there's nothing wrong with religion, I just had a certain connotation around the word God. I chose to do a lot of healing around it, and now God to me means love, life force, the energy, the beauty, the unity that connects us all. So I set intention that every single one of us remember the connection to oneness, the connection to the source. And the reason that at the soul level we have chosen right now to incarnate and be alive in these physical human bodies. And take a deep breath, anchor it in your heart, feel it expanding in your heart. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Beautiful. So this is something that I do for myself on a regular basis, connecting. And I want you to know that if you've been to Sacred Success Salons, you know we have an altar, and we also have an altar for this challenge. And I just lit the candle right before we got on this video. So you are now in a sacred space. Welcome. This is a space where we get to remember who we are and why, and we get to claim the prosperity, which we'll be talking about, but just a tiny bit of that. Prosperity has many different forms, right? Just like abundance, prosperity is the wisdom. Prosperity is everything that we're here to bring, but also prosperity is money. And a big part of the conversation we'll be having throughout the 5 days is why it is so important for us to change the frequency of money by being at our highest vibration, accepting money in and floating it out, expanding it with this beautiful energy of who we get to be. We get to clean money. I started talking about it. Hello, Joanne. So wonderful to have you. I will be talking about it more on day 4, breaking the money spell. But I'll give you just a tidbit of my own story, of my own history, and why I'm so passionate about it. Purpose and prosperity coming together. And I want you to start tuning in right now, because I am already in a space where I channel for you. Even though it's my experience, I'm channeling it for you. So I'll share with you that for many years, I was being taught a lesson that I didn't understand, that there is money out there in the world, and it's plenty of it, and we get to tap into it, and we get to be a flower of it. And I change terminology all the time, because there are so many words for everything, and honestly sometimes I'm like, am I understanding it correctly if I don't use the right words? But really what it is you want to get it, the understanding of it vibrationally, viscerally in your body. The words we put on are just labels, and you can use one label, I use another label, and then we get into miscommunication when we really mean the same thing. So I want you to tune in energetically with your heart to everything I'm sharing. So why prosperity? Why is it so important? For many years, I was being taught a lesson that there is abundance of money. And I had an experience of being a millionaire, really knowing what it's like to have money just be available to me at all times and flowing in, and how it happens on a very tangible level. But part of me was missing from the equation. So anytime that I got into this beautiful space of financial prosperity, and I saw what I could do as a financially prosperous being for the world, I would withdraw, I would drop it, I would get rid of it, I would create situations where it would leave, right? Money. And all of it was to teach me one key piece, that if we create money from any place other than really love, service, flowing the beautiful life force through us, and knowing that all it is a circle that we are participating in, and then expanding money out into the world through our beautiful gifts, and in sharing it with the world in a way that's aligned with who we are. Until I got that, money couldn't be a partner with me. And now I am one with money, with financial prosperity, being on purpose, and it keeps me straight and focused every single day. So we will be talking more about prosperity on day 4, like I said, when we talk about breaking the ancient money spell that we've been under for a very long time. Today, I really want to focus on purpose and redefining what it is. So let me do a little admin. Let me just do 2 minutes of admin. Every single day, I will go live right here in this Facebook group at 12 p.m. Mountain Time. 12 p.m. Mountain, 11 Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. You like how I can do it so quickly? I will go live here and I'll share with you a message and whatever is coming through on a very particular step that I have learned to take in order to create purpose and prosper and be prosperous. Create prosperity and be on purpose. And every single day you will receive an email from me in the afternoon with the replay of this video and an assignment. So unless you are on the email list, unless you opted in through a registration page, there are some people in this group that may be watching this video and you haven't opted in. You will see my videos for the next 5 days. The things that you are missing is the recap of the day where I will share gems that I may not even share on a video because it's just coming on a background after we get off. And the assignment. Every single day we will be taking an aligned action because action is a form of receiving. Action, aligned action, is a way that we get to confirm to the energy we are calling in that we are ready to receive it. So aligned action is very crucial to creating purpose and prosperity in your life and creating your reality. So unless you have opted in, you will not get the reminders, you will not get the replay, you will not get the recap and assignment. So if you are watching this video, I'm going to pop in the link on the top of the video after so you can register and opt in, okay? Expect a video, an email every afternoon, like I said, with the recap, link to video. If we are going to be posting them on YouTube. So there are a few people that had aversion to Facebook. I don't judge. It is what it is. There will be a YouTube replay, access to this video after the live is over. And in the email, there'll also be an assignment. Take action, come back here where there'll be another post created in this Facebook thread where you'll be able to reflect on what it is that has shown up for you after each day's action. Okay, aligned action. Do participate. The more you are present, the more I get to know you, the more I curate this experience to exactly what you need and require. The intention is that you are helping me co-create with your being this experience. Deal? All right, let me check really quickly if there are any questions. Hopefully you can still see me. You can still hear me. Just drop in. Hi, I can see you. I can hear you. I'll just check in the message really quickly because, you know, we're playing with technology. I actually tethered myself with a cord this time, a wire to an actual internet connection so I don't go on Wi-Fi. This way, you guys, I have increased the possibility of you seeing 100% of what I'm sharing because, you know, internet technology. So just let me know if you can see me, if you can hear me. Melissa, oh, wonderful. So great to have you. Now, I am probably going to get this name wrong. Enhadwana. If I got it wrong, please do correct me. It's such a beautiful name, and we've messaged before, but I haven't had a chance to actually say your name. Rebecca, yes, Joanne, awesome. You can still see me. Great. So in sacred success, you've been in my world, you're familiar with the term sacred success. It is the merging of awesome, Ivana. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Rachel, thank you for letting me know. Yes. Okay, well, I'll freeze on and off, but I can see still recording. So hopefully the recording will come without any freeze ups. Okay, I'll just keep going. Molly, okay, awesome. Molly, I'll remember that. Beautiful. Okay, so let's talk about this whole beautiful. Oh, beautiful, awesome, great. I'm back. Yes. I'm going to leave the channel, the chat for a while now. I will go back to it. I'll be back in the energy and attention with you. So sacred success has formed as an experience for myself when I was learning how to merge in the physical experience I'm having here on planet Earth, all the experiences that I have learned, that I have created, that I knew I was manifesting, but still were something was missing, and then bringing in this other part of me, the frequency, the spirit, the soul. I had to learn how to bring them together into one beautiful package. And you probably have heard me say that it was challenging. I could either have one or the other, and I didn't know how to have both at the same time. Create this beautiful, magical life where no matter what happened, I knew I was connected, I knew I was guided, I could receive, and I did receive. And as long as I followed, I would be guided. No matter what it felt like and looked like, I would be guided to my next steps of my transformation. And when that happened, the term sacred success just flooded into my being. And I started using sacred success as the term that explains what does it mean to create your reality, create your success on purpose, but with co-creation with universe, co-creation with this other part of you that is not just physical doing, but it's really infused with guidance that's connected to oneness, the source, unity, harmony. How doing that together and never leaving it behind, because for a very long time I severed that part of me, and it was okay for me to create success, financial success, in a very tangible, practical way. I was in real estate and mortgages, I was in software, but when the dot-coms were big, like I knew how to be valuable. Keyword I'm going to be sharing with you on day 4. I learned how to be valuable in the world in a very tangible ways, but part of me was always missing. And when I found that part, I loved that part, my soul, but I didn't know how to merge it together, right? And soul purpose, it's what really, really gave me access to it. So I want to redefine soul purpose with you today. You ready for it? So what we have, Oana, see, I love your names, but I hope I am pronouncing them right. You're just on time, and you can always catch the replay. Beautiful. So, soul purpose. Let's redefine soul purpose, because for a very long time in my life, I walked around looking for something as a purpose that would be tangible. Show me what to do, I'll do it, if it's going to get me out of that discomfort of where I was being, whether it was creating something that didn't feel right, or I was experiencing lack, LACK, or breakdowns in my life, in all aspects of my life. I was looking for something tangible out there that I knew that if I can pour myself into, everything would be fine. There was this energy that was just bubbling through me. It was just on fire. And I just wanted to know where to direct it. And I was hoping and praying and asking, show me, somebody show me this thing that I get to pour myself into. And when I started to learn, oh good, when I started to learn, it's the gift of being a European, is knowing how to pronounce challenging pronunciation. So I got that right. Scar, good for me. So when I started to learn about soul purpose, I still was connected to, it's got to be a thing. It's got to be something that I will do, that when I do that thing, money will be here, ease will be here, flow will be here, people will show up, everything will just be like, and happen. And that is such a misconception that still exists out in the world. And today I'm going to free you of this. I'm going to free you from this constant search for this thing that has kept you hostage and not living your purpose. So when I started to study what purpose was, the only explanation of that I could ever find was, again, a thing, something you were here to be born, something you were born for, that you're here to do. Nobody, and it expanded, nobody else but you can do. So it's unique. So it fit that part of the purpose. Something unique you came here to do that nobody else but you can do. It was still doing. It was still in a realm of there is something very tangible. And I still see this with my clients all the time. They're looking for this tangible thing that once they do, everything will be solved. And that's a trap. That's a trap. When I learned, actually, not even when I learned, when I had my scientific hand analysis done for the first time, those of you who are in my world know that I love the tool of scientific hand analysis, and I use it and I am very devoted to it. And I used it as a tool to recognize things in another, right? To remember in another. And I will be tying that back into remembering. When I dove into hand analysis, first of all, when certain things were reminded to me of who I am, there was a knowing inside of me that I've always had and carried. That there are parts of me that I hid from the world because they didn't fit the world I was living in, right? There were certain parts of me that were not okay in a culture I grew up in. I didn't see an example of it being expressed, so I made it not okay. Or and when I tried to step out being that way in a world, I was cut down, shut down, or I decided I was cut down, shut down. Right? Those of you who have done personal growth work for a long time know that it could go both ways. Somebody actually could be preventing you somehow from being who you came here to be, but very often it's us deciding it's not okay for very valid reasons. So when I was reminded who I am, I knew that it was true, and I could trace back moments in my life when I was being that person, that woman, even that girl. And I remember moments when I was that, when I also said, this is not okay. This is not okay because it's not tangible enough. This is not okay because it doesn't fit the worldview that I observed. It doesn't fit the worldview of people around me, or the worldview that I have created, the life that I have created. Being that way would not fit. I would lose love, I would lose money, I would lose safety, security, I would lose respect of people in my life. So I could trace back those moments when I knew who I was. There were certain aspects of me that I knew I was here to be, but it was not okay. Every single one of us has those. Every single one of us has those moments, because every single one of us was born into the physical body as an expression of a particle of a life force. There is this oneness, right? The energy of oneness that connects us all, that wanted to be expressed in a particular way. And there is a moment of agreement that happens, and you can translate it into however you want it. This is my version of it. This is how I explain it in words, right? There was a moment at which this oneness said, I want to be this expression, and then it entered into a physical body. There was an agreement that happened between humans that said, we'll make a life, conscious or not, and this life will be housed, right? This physical human being will house this expression of a soul that will be a particular way. There is part of you that already knows what that is. And it's not a thing. Now imagine how freeing it is. What if there was only one thing you came here to do? One. This sole purpose was a thing you came here to do, right? And I love using this expression. And what if it was to be a ballerina, right? And in a current construct, I know that mold has been broken, and there are ballerinas who dance into their 80s and 90s, right? But they began at a very young age. It took a long time for them to train to the craft. What if you haven't had that awareness, and at the age of 40, 45, 50, 60, you're like, well, I've missed that boat. So I can no longer be a ballerina. Have I missed my purpose? Or let's say if, right, your purpose was to be a president of the United States. Let me take it that far, because we're just in a conversation in the United States about that. Let's say you were to be a president of the United States. That was your purpose. Tangible thing, right? But you weren't born in America, which automatically disqualifies you based on our Constitution from being a president of the United States. Does it mean that you have missed your purpose? So this whole idea of purpose being something tangible, that when you do it, you are on purpose, I want you to completely invite yourself to start looking past it at a much bigger picture, a much more freeing picture, that no matter where you are in your life right now, you get to step into right now, today, on this live, and I'll be leading you through it. What if purpose is a way of being? Is a way of being that your soul wanted to experience itself being in a physical human body, right? There are certain archetypical ways in which through which we express ourselves. What if those are the purpose? And then your unique set of experiences, all the way from where you chose to be born, who you chose to be born to, where you went to school, who your friends were, what you did in your young adult life and then into your life, all of that is forming and shaping that experience. But it always comes back to a way you are being that is unique to you. Nobody else will carry that frequency but you, this lifetime or ever, really. And it's that frequency that when you allow yourself to connect to and embody, it's embodying that frequency that guides you into what it is you are here to do. And that could take on many shapes, right, and forms. So let me slow down here for a moment. Let me slow down here for a moment and let me bring you back so you can really get this. Because if you get this piece, the whole entire 5-day experience will open up in the most beautiful way. Your whole life may open up right now as I'm sharing this with you. What if a purpose isn't a thing you came here to do, but a way you came here to be, that you get to be right now in this moment, doing whatever it is you do in your life, contributing however you contribute. When you express that frequency in a very particular way that's very unique to you, you are automatically on purpose. And because you affirm that you are being your purpose, automatically the experiences, the people, the direction on what it is that you are here to do opens up. How does it feel in your body right now? To know that it's not a thing, one particular thing, but it's a way of being. And this way of being has a beautiful scale of evolution. It opens up like a journey. So there is always the next phase you get to be that being. There is always the next phase. You get to be bigger and bigger and bigger in the world. You decide what bigger means. It is not something you have to search for. It is not something you have to go find or discover. It is already in you. You were born with a seed of that being inside of you. It's the frequency that you allow to flow through this lifetime, through your physical chalice, that when you tune into that frequency, it's always flowing. It's just whether you allow yourself to know it or not. But when you tune into it and then be it, then things and people and circumstances start showing up to direct you into a more focused way in which you are here to express this being purpose in the world. Take a deep breath. Let yourself feel the truth of that. Now let yourself just check. Is there a part of you that's denying it? Is it too easy? Is it too simple? Do you feel something about not having allowed yourself to be a certain way that you always knew was there? Tune into that part of you that already knows. And there is a part that says, what lights you up, right? Like, I love this question. What lights you up? It's a way of being that lights you up. It's not the thing you're doing. It's the way you are being while you're doing that thing that lights you up. And then you know that this is the thing that you want to keep pursuing, right? Right? Isn't that beautiful? See if as I'm sharing these words, there is a little knowingness that's starting to open up inside of you. There'll be an action you'll be taking, an aligned action you'll be taking today that I will be asking you. It's not even a work you'll be doing. It's literally an awareness that I'll be inviting you into. And it's connected to what I'm sharing right now. Start recognizing it if there is a part of you that is sensing that, wow, a way of being. Based on archetypes that are actually presented in hand analysis, there are several different ways that we get to be that are typical to an energy frequency. Again, this is layered and flavored in your own unique frequency. But there are certain buckets we get to be in that guide us. It's leadership and power, it's resourcefulness and worth, it is creativity and beauty, it is communication and intimacy and connection. And there are many others. There is, just to give you an idea. Those are ways of being. When you allow yourself to tap into that way of being that's uniquely yours, that you were born with, it guides your experiences. So very often my clients come to me and they may be in a vicinity of what it is that is their unique expression, the doing, and just shifting slightly in a way of being shifts things completely for them in their expression. I stay away from saying things like business whenever I can. I call it contribution, and I will be sharing about that tomorrow, why I do that. But just know that when I say contribution, it's a way that you came here to express and allow this energy to flow through you out into the world in a way that others can receive it and benefit from it. It's a little insight to tomorrow. But it all starts with you. So that's why the first step number one in this challenge, is truly connecting to who you be. That began before you were born, that began before your first breath, that began before your parents even decided or chose or agreed to, at some level, whether it happened consciously or not, agreed to conceive a life. Every single one of us has come from two beings coming together in some way, shape, or form and agreeing on some level, conscious or not, that they will born a human physical life into this world. And before that even happened, there was an intention that was set for your life. That is that intention, that is your purpose, a way of being. So let me just check in and see, is this resonating? What's this opening up for you? I want to hear from a few of you in a chat. Is this opening up something new for you? Something that is giving you an insight into something you already knew? Am I reminding you of something? Or is this a new way of looking at purpose that's actually like taking the shackles off, right? Because to me, this whole idea that there is something I do drove me crazy. That there's something specific that I'm here to do, because there was so much that I was interested in. I am super capable and creative, so I could put my hands into anything and make it work. Then what is it, right? Because every single time there was still a piece of me missing. There was still satisfaction missing, and I still blew everything up. Until I recognized that none of that doing matters, until the being is present and intentional, until that happened, there could not be sacred success. There could not be me expressed in the world in a way that I am here to be, and then contribute that energy in a particular way, right? Because there is still a particular way. Yeah, being, absolutely. And it's simple, it's way of being. Really great, Rachel. Thank you for sharing that with me. This way I can see that you guys are receiving what I'm sharing. I feel supported, and what I was feeling was true. Beautiful. So great, Carmel. Awesome. Yeah, so this being, a very particular way of being, when we connect to it unwaveringly, we will be given opportunities to step into taking aligned action in a specific way, right? And there is this whole conversation that keeps happening in the world about fifth dimension. What does it mean that we are stepping into the fifth dimension? So humans are living on a planet in a third dimension. I am not going to the explanation of this different dimensions, but I'm going to tell you this. Fifth dimension isn't happening somewhere. The new earth isn't happening somewhere out in the space. It's happening right here, right now, exactly where we are. And the way that it gets to happen is by all of us connecting to the frequency that we were born with and bringing our flavor, our purpose being into our contribution into the world. That's how we anchor the fifth dimension on the planet, right? Beautiful, Libby. Yes, also great to see you, Libby. Yes, Carmel, sensing memories, recognizing this info. Beautiful, Joanne. Yeah, looking for doing made me crazy for years. Yeah, totally. We're looking for doing. And this is not to say we're not taking aligned action, because we are in a physical bodies for a reason. We're here to use these physical bodies for something that we create out of nothing, right? Yet the being has to come first. Yeah, beautiful. Oh, Molly, and I remembered your name. Yes, different ways of being, totally. Yes. Oh, Nikki, totally. The sense of freedom. Isn't it so freeing? It's so freeing when you know there isn't a thing you have to put yourself inside of to feel the sense of purpose. There is totally a way of being. Yeah, I have a deep sense of this as being truth for me. Yeah, beautiful, Melissa. I love this. So great. I will go back to messages and read them thoroughly, just so you know. I'm just skimming through to see what's coming through. So I wanted to share something with you that I made a note of and I didn't bring it. I want to make sure that I do. When I chose August 24th, this is going back to the dimensions conversation. When I chose August 24th for this challenge, there is no new moon, there is no full moon, even though I observe moon cycles. And I whenever I launch Sacred Success Salon, if you're familiar with my online offering, it's always on new moon for a reason. Well, none of that was happening yet. I knew I wanted it to be August 24th. So once I knew that, I went back to my schedule to give it a reason why. And there was the reason why is because this week looks good in my schedule. I can pour myself into being here with you this week because nothing else is happening that's major that needs my attention. Yet yesterday evening, I stumbled upon, never stumbling upon, right? A message from somebody I truly respect, and she shared in her post that, and I may mispronounce this as well, the star tetrahedron, tetrahedron. I'm gonna spell it in the messages, and I know it. I'm just not saying it right. Tetrahedron, which is actually the Star of David, is information right now. Today, the window opened up this morning at 7 a.m. Eastern, and I believe it goes through this evening. And the Star of David, right? It's tetrahedron, whatever, but it's easier to call it Star of David, okay? So I'm going to call it that. It's the formation of stars. Stars are forming a certain grid that is also that is a portal for us to receive the truth of who we are. And when I heard this yesterday, I got the biggest grin on my face because I'm like, of course, that's why I was guided to begin this challenge today, on this day, to utilize the energy of this galactic alignment to bring in the energy of what the star is, of the star alignment is offering us right now to open to. And I wanted to bring it in because I made a note and I wanted to make sure that you guys are aware of this. You can Google it. I'll put the name in the comments. It's a beautiful galactic formation that becomes a portal for our knowing. So as I'm sharing this information, as I'll be now guiding you through the actions, the aligned action, right? The action you'll be taking, you will be in. It's not even taking. You will be in this aligned action if you choose to until tomorrow morning. Just know that you are being supported by the energy of the Star of David. And again, I would call it the other name just in case people don't align with the Star of David. But you are being supported by that energy. Okay. This is anchoring physically 5D. Absolutely. Us, yes. Yes. Stephanie, interesting. Potentially changes everything I've considered as two potential very different life paths. Yeah, because there is probably, this is what was happening. There was a split happening for me. I could do this or I could do this, or I could do that, or I could do that. Yet a way of being has allowed me to merge it all. And there is always a next version. There is never, this is something that came through that's why I'm looking at my notes, because messages came through before we got into the space that I wanted to share with you. There is no place to get. With a physical understanding of a tangible purpose, there is a place to get. When I do this will happen, right? Like when I'm doing this work, life will be roses, right? That's also a perception and interpretation that doesn't serve us. We'll go into it on day 3. On day 3, when we go into this magical component that helps you unravel why you've been trapped for so long. Oh, maybe you haven't, but you get to go into the next level, right? When you see it, I'm going to be sharing with you why perception has so much to do with us not knowing our purpose. So looking at this physical thing we came here to do, there is a limit to that, right? There is potentially a limit to that. Like I gave you a couple examples, but there are others, right? When you focus on your purpose being a way of being, there is always a next version of expressing that way of being. There is endless, limitless possibility of constantly asking, what is my next cut, right? Next version of me, being this being. How do I express it? Which is beautiful. If you are creative and you are an artist, this will be a gift. I'm a creative and I am an artist. It was such a gift to me because I was freed from then saying, this is it forever. If you have a business and you've been resisting niching, right? This will be again a gift for you because it kind of takes the pressure of this is the thing forever. If I know this is my purpose, this is the thing forever I'm giving my life over to, and what if I get bored? And what if I chose wrong? Right? When you focus on a way of being as your purpose and then being directs your aligned action, you no longer have to be trapped in a way of doing something or doing something specific. It can shift, it can morph. And as long as you are in the frequency of a being that is your purpose, you are on purpose. Isn't that beautiful? So close your eyes with me. And I want you to hear these next few words, sentences. Not with your eyes, not with your ears, but with your high heart. That's the heart right above your heart, where your soul lives. When we really understand in our bones that our purpose is not doing but being, and this being is as unique to every single person as a snowflake, as a fingerprint pattern. No two are alike. No two are alike. When we start truly owning that, any sense of competition, any sense of comparison, any sense of taking away from somebody what is theirs goes away. Any sense of she's already doing it, so what's the point of me doing it, goes away. It doesn't exist in a space where you are your unique being. Two people can be doing exact same thing, but the way that they do it is so different that it creates a beautifully unique expression, whether it's through business or form of art or a book or whatever it is you are birthing into the world right now. What I call the highest soul level expression, the highest soul level body of work that you are here to birth. When you really connect that you are a unique expression of oneness that came here to play in collaboration, which is something we'll be talking about tomorrow and on day 5. Some unique way which you came here to play with others, that nobody but you can play in the way that you will play. Any sense of lack, L-A-C-K, or any sense of, again, competition melts away. It doesn't even exist. How can you ever compare apples to oranges, right? How can you ever compare two things that by pure definition of uniqueness could never be the same? And then you can open yourself up to collaborations, to support, to sharing your uniqueness in a way that nobody else can but you. And even if you use the same words, even if you use the same images, even if you try to copy somebody else, your soul will not let you. Your soul will not let you. Feel that deeply. Your soul will guide you into the right words that are yours, that only people that are supposed to be connected with your work, something we'll be talking about tomorrow, are going to hear and sense. All of you are here right now, not because of the pretty picture, not because of the words that I chose on the registration page, although they may have helped. You are here because there is a vibrational frequency that I am tuned into that called you in. We are in some way to collaborate together. And we are in this beautiful 5-day experience. So right now, take a deep breath. And I want you to begin to remember begin to remember moments, maybe just one moment, when you felt alive. Just one moment when you felt time stood still. I don't want you to look at what you were doing. I don't want you to feel what was it that was present inside of you. Who were you being in that moment when time stood still? When any consideration for anybody else's input, opinion, restrictions, stories, conditions, all of that just went away. And it was just you and whatever it is you are engaging with. What was present? What was there? Who were you being? What quality, what characteristic of you was present in that moment? This is something I'll be inviting you to go deeper into in your aligned action. So you can open your eyes if you choose to. You can listen to this piece in the replay over and over again. I want you to stay in the frequency of that throughout your day today. Now, in the assignment that I will be sending in an email, there'll be a way for you to connect to some experiences that may give you an insight to what that way of being may have been. So make sure you look for the email, because there'll be a download of an exercise. I'll prompt you to look at specific things. However, you can right now, as we come to the closing of this transmission, almost, I want you to start connecting to moments. Set intention and just say it will be so. As you keep going and keep engaging wherever you are in your day, morning, evening, as you keep going between today and tomorrow, be in recognition and in memory. What was that way of being that was always there with you? For many of us, it's a memory from childhood. We were engaged in something. And again, it doesn't really matter what we were doing. It's what we were experiencing in the moment, a quality we brought in through us in that moment that made that moment magical. And for some of us, we may just have one moment. For some of us, we may have 3, 4, or 5. But they're there. And they will show up to you as you're driving your car, as you're having conversation. You will have a glimpse. Capture it. If you don't have time in that moment to go deeply into it, write it down and allow yourself before you go to sleep, depending on where you are, before you go to sleep, allow yourself to bring it back into your awareness and ask, what is that moment sharing with me about remembering who I came here to be? Again, who is a way of being, not a label. And for those of you who don't like labels, you'll love that part, right? I know I struggled for a very long time. What do I call myself? Right? A label in the world. Yet energetically, we know that so many things are impossible to give words to, right? So, yeah, playing in your unique way. Yes, you get to play in your unique way. Yeah, I get to bring the frequency of allowing us to play. We'll be talking deeply about this on day 3 that has to do with this. And I have my schedule and I keep looking at what days I'm talking about what, so I can keep letting you know that things are coming that will bring it all together in the most beautiful way. So right now, I just want you to be in a space of remembering those moments when time stood still, when you were engaged in something that really just, just really lit you up, made you feel alive, even if for a tiny bit of a moment. I'm going to share with you something that happened this weekend. And it's actually a movie that you can go watch. There is this movie called Eddie the Eagle. It's based on a real story about a man who was born to know. He was born to be an Olympian. He knew he wanted to be an Olympian from a itty bitty tiny boy. okay? If you watch a movie, I don't want to spoil too much. I'll give you a little tidbits and share with you why it mattered. He was born with deformity. So as you watch the movie, he's literally in a brace up until he's 15, a teenager, on his brace on his leg. His mom gives him a box to store all his medals. And you see in the movie, he keeps dropping broken glasses. He has faulty vision, right? So he keeps dropping broken glasses. He keeps practicing to be an Olympian in many different forms. Into his adulthood, he tries many different sports to see if he can get as good as an Olympian. From his childhood, he constantly brings in this conversation of, I am practicing for Olympics. I'm practicing for Olympics. He was never on any kind of organized team. He was never trained by anybody. He just had this knowing of who he was. And for him, it was a label, right? And he's going to participate in Olympics. But there is more to that. So in his 20s, through a magical alignment of opportunities, and him unwaveringly standing in his conviction about what his experience here is, he actually got to Olympics. Along the way, he was told he's not an Olympic material. He actually started in Olympics in 1986. He doesn't have the look of an Olympian. Like when you look at him and you look at the pictures, he's a beautiful being, but he doesn't represent what Olympians look like. And there was a way of being about him that many said, you don't have the thing that Olympians do. However, if you watch the movie, and I invite you to, if you want to have a beautiful, heart-opening movie to watch, it's Eddie the Eagle. At the very end, he's trained by one of the top Olympic sportsmen. I don't even know what to call them. And at the very end, he chooses he's not going to this kind of format of sport. He's going to move into another one. It didn't matter what sport he engaged in, as long as he was an Olympian. As long as he was an Olympian. At some point, he even decided, oh, it's not summer sports, it's winter sports. This is the doing, right? Like if we chose a particular way if he chose, this is what I have to do, he might have never gotten there. But there are a few things that were very special about him. His tenacity, his belief, his conviction, the knowing of who he was from the very beginning. Don't focus on a label, because they actually let you know at the very end of the movie that it was his drive and motivation and his knowing of who he was at the throughout the whole movie is what drove him to be an Olympian like no other. He became a star. Like I don't remember. I was like 11 years old when it happened, but they actually bring up the facts from a real life, and the audience called him Eddie the Eagle. Audience called him Eddie the Eagle. If at any point he decided, I'm here to be a runner, and I cannot run because I have a faulty leg, he would have never gotten there. All he wanted was to be an Olympian. That movie made me think of you, because it is all about a way of being. There was this conviction inside of him, this knowing that he's here to express himself in a particular way. He didn't care how it happens. He knew it was within an Olympic structure, right? But there is that for you too. Once you get into the knowing, you will start seeing that it fits into a certain way of taking an aligned action. You will be guided towards that. So if you want to watch the movie, oh, you guys watched it, yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah, Anna and Carmel, you saw the movie. It was a beautiful movie. So if you've never watched it, watch it and look at his tenacity, his conviction, his determination. There was this something inside of him that never gave up. That something is inside of you too. When you connect and remember who you were born to be, not as a label, but as a way of being, a way you came here to express this beautiful frequency that nobody but you can express. When you start connecting to it, there is a beautiful truth that opens up. And it's a step number one to being prosperous and on purpose. So as we close, I want you to deeply connect. Like I said, whatever time frame, wherever you are, from now until our next transmission tomorrow at 12 p.m. Mountain Time. The movie was Eddie the Eagle. Can you type the name of the movie, please? I will. I'm going to type in the name of the star. I'm going to type in the name of the movie. I'll put it right in the notes above this video so you don't have to scroll. It'll be in the description of the video. And I'm going to put in the opt-in for all of you. Yeah, Eddie the Eagle. I'm going to put in, thank you, Carmel. I'm going to put in the description also the opt-in to register to receive my emails. If you're watching this video and you're not receiving emails for the challenge, you actually have to register for it. Let me see if there is anything else in the closing that I want to share with you. We got it all. You guys, I got it all. Ah! Beautiful. All right, let's close this beautiful space for this moment. And one more time, allow yourself to feel the life force energy that's flowing through you. The frequency of it is unique to you and only you. If there is an idea or a vision or a mission that you were given and you don't fulfill it and it moves over to somebody else, they will never do it the way you could. Never. Because your frequency is so unique. Only you can bring it in the way you are meant to bring it in. So anything you engage in is by nature of that unique in itself. Connect to the memory of who you are. And I don't mean that you are a being of light, even though you are. Connect to the way of being of who you are as a unique expression of oneness, of God, of Source, life force energy. What is that flavor that you know has been there since the first moment universe has become aware of you and you have become aware of universe? That's before you were in your physical body. But throughout your life, you've been given clues. Beautiful. And let's close the energy, stop the energy from flowing. Drop your grounding cord. You can put new one anytime. And as you close this space, let me just check. You are welcome. You are welcome, Lee. Yes, I'm going to put the link to register in the description of this video. So just give me a few minutes after we get off this live. I'm going to pop in a few things in the description of this video, including the registration link, so you can sign up, Lee. And anybody who's watching this, who's catching this at some point today, if you are not registered, you will not get the assignment, the recap. You will not get the link to replay. So, thank you for being here on this most beautiful day. The day we get to claim our prosperity and our purpose. The day we get to claim our role and a place in this beautiful new step in a journey of human evolution. How amazing is that? You are so welcome. You're welcome, Carmel. Anybody who's watching this video, keep commenting. On the assignment, there will be a way for you to come back and share a reflection. There will be a separate thread for day one assignment. Look for that. Come back and share your insights there so we can all be in a frequency together, because we are all co-creating it together and it helps me get to know you. Have an amazing, blessed, beautiful, magical rest of the day. And I will see you tomorrow at 12 p.m. Mountain Time. Mwah. Bye for now.